Well, what's up again there, guys? Bring here the 3 Topics Gamer, and I have a rather unusual video to share with you guys today. Now, as some of you guys know, I recently retired from Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel because the latest ban list practically screwed over all my decks and didn't even bother touching the really toxic decks that really make Master Duel completely unplayable. So when they announced they will be releasing this, game for the Switch titled Yu-Gi-Oh! Early Days, which gave us a massive collection of Yu-Gi-Oh! Games that came out during the early days of Yu-Gi-Oh! I was actually quite excited to play this. Now, I'm someone who actually prefers to go back and play GOAT style because I just think that it has like the right speed and it's not too overcomplicated. It's very, very simple. It can be broken down. It can kind of go back and forth. And I miss that type of dueling. And I really felt that, having a chance to replay some of these games I actually played when I first started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Was going to be a wonderful experience. But, I have to say that now that I've had a good number of days to go through this, my experience with this has not been as quite fun as I had hoped. So, I'm actually going to go through each one of these games and explain why, if you are curious to get your hands on a copy of this, I would highly recommend that. Above all things, you do not pay full price for this. This overall kind of sucks in terms of how they structured this. I mean, I'm so disappointed. I mean, there's a few bright spots about picking up this, but do not make the mistake that me and I'm sure several other fans of Yu-Gi-Oh! Probably did by paying full price when this came out. I would not pay more than maybe $20, maybe less, to get my hands on a copy of this game. So right now, I'm actually going to go over and switch it over to Tangles, and we're going to actually go over each one of these games individually, and I'm just going to share my initial thoughts on, like, the good and bad, but mostly bad, because a lot of this stuff is just, it's more shocking than I anticipated. So, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video, and hopefully you don't make the mistake that I did. Okay, I want you guys to forgive the guerrilla style recording because I actually don't know how to record footage off of the Switch, so I'm just recording this off my phone. So I hope you guys don't mind. Okay, so here we got Yu-Gi-Oh! Early Days. You've got 3 different modes: play games, play online. Why anyone would want to play this online, I have no idea. And options, which every game on here should have different options. All right, let's start. One, I had no idea that there was a Yu-Gi-Oh! Game on the Game Boy. Not Game Boy Advance or Game Boy Color. 1998. I had no idea there was a Yu-Gi-Oh! Game that was like when I was 8 years old, maybe 7. And when I went to go check this sucker out, I am absolutely shocked at how primitive this looks. I mean, my God. I mean, wow. I mean, just... I mean, what the... I mean, okay, oh my God, let's look at this. This is, like, and what's weird about this is that you can only put, like, one card at a time. So, like, I mean, I guess there's some Yu-Gi-Oh! Games, but, like, that's it. Like, you can only play one card at a time. And like, oh, you actually have to set, and then like, so you can only make one move a turn. Like, we like to complain that like meta dueling nowadays is like too slow, like too fast. I mean, but like this is like too slow. I mean, my God, this is like dueling. This is what dueling would. What the hell? Oh, I already played a card, so I'm like, wow. I mean, this is what like Yu-Gi-Oh! Back in the Dark Ages would be. Okay, so let's go back. This is just, and then this is more or less the same game. So a year later, now we're on the color, and it's in Wait, okay. So welcome. Okay, so now it's pretty much the same. Okay, like I don't know, just BJ, I guess. I don't know. Okay, just, we're not trying to be picky here. Okay, so campaign. And look at this. It is literally the same game, but now it's in color. Like,
wow. This is Dark Ages Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, okay, okay, capsule monsters. We're not even gonna touch that. Okay, now this is when I discovered Yu-Gi-Oh. I started like watching Yu-Gi-Oh when it started when the dub came out. But I do think this is a little bit before my time, like around my time, I would say. But like, oh my god, yeah, I know Tristan. Like, it's kind of crazy. It's like, oh my god, it's the exact same game. Like, it's the exact same style. Like, one card at a time, and all these cards are so damn weak. Like, I mean, we're not even gonna waste our time. So right out of the gate, the first, I'd say 5, like 1, 2, 3. So all of those are the same. Like maybe outside of maybe monster capsules, which I'm scared to even know what that looks like. Okay, now we have this one, 2000. And I like, oh my god, it's the same game, just I guess of different characters maybe? I don't know. Like, what the heck? This is so primitive. Like, it's so primitive. Like, this is what you would give like a 5-year, like this, like I wouldn't even give this game to a beginner. Like, it this is sad. And I was like, oh my god, like, like wow. Okay, so since 1998, so we're now like, oh, and this went back a little bit. No wonder it looks so primitive. And then this is the same thing, but it's using Kaiba's deck. And this is the same game, but it's using a Joey's deck. So you can't even customize your decks. So pretty much they made 3 different versions of the same game, but you're stuck using a specific character's deck. That is so stupid. Okay, Dungeon Dice Monsters, I actually like. I know some people don't like Dungeon Dice Monsters, but I do. I actually enjoy this. Now, this one, Eternal Duelist Souls. This is my era of Yu-Gi-Oh. This is proper. I got no complaints about this. This is how dueling should be. Okay, yeah. You choose your 3 decks. Yeah, whatever. And I usually go with green because green is my favorite color. Now you're ready to duel. Yes, no. I don't need to look at my cards. Yes, I know how to play. I'm an expert. I'm a master. Campaign. I mean, this is nice. This is dueling how I like it. This is Goats. Goats is great. And I lost. Now, I will say, the only thing I don't like about how this game is structured is that you can't speed it up. I mean, okay, yeah, this is good. This is old school Goat style. I like it. Okay, so I got no complaints there. Okay, so he turned Duelist Souls. But here's the thing. This is the exact same game. Now, the funny thing is, this is basically Duel Monsters. I had no idea. So apparently in Japan, it's referred to as Duel Monsters, which I guess that's what it's called. But this is essentially just Duel Monsters 5, but updated. So it took them from 1998 up till 2001 to change the format. But then you look at this. Here's what's stupid. They give you apparently Duel Master 6, but it's in Japanese. And there's no option to change the language. So I'm like, okay, now but this version looks more like a World Tournament. But it's in Japanese, and there's no option to change the language. So I'm like, what's the point? Like if you try to play it, I can't, I'd have to individually look at the cards one by one just to see what I'm playing. Like, I did not realize there were so many versions of this style. Like, I don't even know what this is. I'd have to look individually at these cards. Why didn't they give us the option to change the languages? But again, this Duel Monster 6 is basically all it is Worldwide Edition Stairway of Destiny. Now, I will say this. These two Sacred Cards and I guess Reshif of Darkness, these are kind of like more like action. These ones are good. I actually like these two. This one and this one I've actually been playing the most. These two I would recommend. So if you're looking for Yu-Gi-Oh games to play on this, definitely try out these two. But like Worldwide Edition is basically just Duel Monsters International. Kind of crazy. And then this one does the same thing. It has the exact same style. Now, I do appreciate how it kind of gives you different languages, but it's like, it's the same game. And then, like, Destiny Board Traveler, I mean, like, just looking at it, I don't want to touch this. And then, I guess this one is big. It's the same thing. Like, and that's all the games. Like 5 of these are so primitive. Like I would say, like, 1, 2, 3, like Capsule Monsters, like, the only version of Capsule Monsters I like is one for PlayStation 2, which I actually think is pretty good, but I know like a lot of people wouldn't want to play it, but like if that one is like that one, I can only imagine what this version is. It must be like so primitive, it's a crime. So like I would say like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of these games I wouldn't recommend. This one's okay. This one is, you know, Eternal Duel of Souls, which basically Eternal Duel of Souls is basically the same thing as Worldwide Edition, but just the format's just slightly different, and it probably has a slightly more expanded like card collection. These two are actually the best ones I would say in this whole collection that I would highly recommend. Although they play the same, it's the exact same game, it just has a different plot. So there's that. And like World Championship, like I'm like, wow. Like, if they were gonna do stuff like this, they really should have added games like you know, Duels of the Roses. Like, that would have been cool. Or Tag Team Edition. Like, this is nuts. Like, I mean, maybe it's because they did this because all these were on Nintendo. But even still, like, I would have done something. So, yeah, even as an old school Yu-Gi-Oh boomer, this is just like, there's like less than 5 games on here I'm actually going to be playing, which would be probably just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, and like the rest of them can just go straight to hell. So yeah, those are my just immediate thoughts on Yu-Gi earliest days. I had a lot of high hopes for this, but yeah, there's some things about Yu-Gi-Oh that should stay in the past and should stay there and should never see the light of day. So those are my thoughts on Yu-Gi-Oh's earliest days. If you've had a chance to get your copy on this, I'd love to hear your thoughts. But yeah, until next time, you guys have a great day.